Alright, well, hello there. Uh, the name's Yoshika's, and I want to try something here. I don't know how well this is going to work out, but I'm going to try and record this. Because there's this little thing called Elements of Justice that's going on, and I don't know, just thought it might be fun to record my reaction to it. Who knows? So, quick disclaimer before we begin here. I know about these turning quite a bit. However, my knowledge on My Little Pony is very limited. So, if anyone happens to watch this YouTube video and knows about this and wants to catch me up in the comments on some stuff that's My Little Pony related, feel free to. I do not mind at all. Also, again, it's another disclaimer. Apollo Justice is quite literally my favorite video game character of all time, so whenever she's on screen, I'm gonna be basically just over-analyzing everything, so I hope you're ready for that! Let's get over to the actual video now, shall we? Alright. I have already seen the first 2 episodes and Season 2 of Bonds and Justice, so I'm all caught up there. This episode just released today, on Saturday, because I don't know when this is going to upload. A gleam of uncertainty. I honestly don't know what to expect from this video. I guess you could say I'm uncertain of it. That was stupid. I suppose let's actually start this, shall we?
I just feel like I'm cursed, you know?
Well,
What are you talking about?
a great start.
Nearly every case I've taken has gone wrong in some way before I'd even entered the courtroom.
I mean,
Is that so? You sure you're not exaggerating just a bit?
I'm sure. One of my clients didn't even speak English, and another was so sheltered she was practically mute.
I mean,
Polly,
yeah.
that was ages ago. You're still annoyed about all that?
No, it's just because, well, look at what's happened now.
I see what you're getting at, yeah. Things have been kinda delayed, I guess you could say.
Exactly. We're only just now getting to speak with Rarity after all.
Well, chin up. We're here now, right? And they even let Trucy and me in here. They didn't have to do that, you know?
She's right, Polly. Turn that frown upside down.
I'd like to start turning this case upside down, but here we are. Fine.
Defense attorney, your client's coming out now. Make the most of your time. Got it?
Finally, progress! Time to hear Rarity's side of the story.
Alright, here we go. Hi, Rarity.
Rarity, are you okay?
I've been better, Trucy.
You look beat, Rarity. Don't tell me they've been interrogating you too much.
No, it's nothing like that. I'm honestly just tired. It's been a rather turbulent couple of days, you see.
I can imagine.
No kidding. Even calling that an understatement feels like an understatement at this point.
Well, you don't got nothing to worry about now. We're on the case, and Apollo's gonna mop the floor with that pompous prosecutor, just you see.
Blue Blood? Oh no, how could I forget? He's in charge of this case, isn't he?
Wait, no, he isn't. Not anymore.
Yeah, we know that for
He
certain.
ain't?
He got kicked
Nope.
off.
He's been kicked to the curb.
Yeah, sorry, Applejack. I forgot to tell you. Anyway, we don't have to worry about Prince Blueblood. He was removed from the case. I'll tell you why later.
Oh, thanks, Celestia. To think I was about to put my life into the hooves of that boorish brute.
She didn't know? That's... Why would that be? Unless... Rarity Does this mean that you haven't spoken to a prosecutor yet?
That's right, yes. Is there something wrong with that?
Wrong might not be the most accurate way of putting it, but it's odd. Usually the prosecutor jumps at the chance to speak to the defendant. That way they can try to strike some sort of deal or put pressure on them. Things like that.
Maybe this new prosecutor is playing catch up too, and they haven't had the time yet?
That'd be a stroke of good luck.
Maybe, but maybe not.
It's hard to say.
What is with this case? Nothing about it is normal. Not even the prosecutor. I just want something to start making sense.
Is it just you three seeing me today?
Sweetie Belle and Spike are outside. They're not allowed in, unfortunately. We're lucky the three of us got in here at all.
Oh, poor sweetie. How is she? Has she been eating? She hasn't been, cooking, has she?
No. She's doing okay. Better than she was before, at any rate.
All right. And Spike, how is he?
He's really pumped about finding something that'll prove your innocence.
Of course he is. That darling is never in want of enthusiasm, that's for sure.
As much as I like to keep up the small talk, we are on a bit of a timetable. So, if you don't mind.
I completely understand, Apollo. I believe I've warmed up enough. What would you like to ask me?
I think it'd be best to start with the beginning, before any of us arrived in Equestria. Bridal Way Theater, the play. What can you tell us?
Well, I was there,
Okay.
as you all know.
That's right. You had the last ticket for the show, didn't you?
I remember this, yep.
Yes, Coco gave it to me as a gift about 2 days prior, and so, on the night of Overall's death, I attended the theater.
Where were you seated?
I was in the front row.
Can you show us where exactly? Here, point to it on the theater layout. Do you mean right in the middle of the front row, or somewhere else?
No, I mean exactly in the middle. Right there.
Got it. Thanks, Rarity.
Noted. Okay.
Front row, huh? Coco really went all out getting you that ticket then. Something like that would cost you a hoof and a leg.
It was rather generous of her. But I'm so lucky she pulled through. Andrea McGamble was simply divine as Hinny, darling. Oh, I do wish you'd been able to see her. Even you would have appreciated her talents.
Maybe next time, Rarity, when we're not in the middle of a mystery.
Does it really matter where she was sitting, though?
It's hard to say, but it can't hurt to know. What happened
Positioning
when
can mean a
Overall
lot.
fell from the catwalk, by the way? In detail, I mean.
Well, I saw a couple of the actors looking distracted, I suppose you'd say. One of them looked up and then screamed. Naturally, that got every pony in the audience to look too. And that's when they saw it. Overall's body hanging there.
At which point, the audience reacted as one would expect.
And it probably didn't help that they turned off all the lights.
Not in the slightest. Even with the stage hooves coming onto the stage and trying to calm every pony down. It was a cacophony of calamity. I could barely make out what they were saying, even with me being in the front row. Which reminds me, the stage hooves. They saw me in the front row as I ran onto the stage, just before the lights went out. I remember we made eye contact. I couldn't have killed Overall without them seeing me. Surely the police or some pony with even an ounce of brain could figure that out.
I think that might be where the charge itself comes into play.
Yeah.
The charge? What do you mean?
In the lobby, after Sweetie Belle's trial, when Lawkeeper Equity ordered your arrest, she let it slip that this wasn't a straightforward murder accusation.
You are to arrest the pony suspected of conspiring to murder Overall Concept. Miss Rarity.
That's true. She did say that.
But what does that mean, though? Besides the obvious.
I reckon it means you're gonna have to play this one a little differently. Right, Apollo?
That's right, yeah.
I don't like the sound of this.
Don't worry, Rarity. If anything, this'll be easier. Right, Polly?
I mean, it definitely circumvents the need to argue about your actions that night. You're not on trial for physically taking Overall's life, after all. What we need to demonstrate is that you had no involvement in the events that took place that night. And since we all know you're innocent, that shouldn't be too hard to prove.
Do you think so?
We know so, Rarity.
I do need to ask about something else, though. Supposedly, an incriminating letter exists that proves your guilt.
This letter has been on the back of my mind for a while now. I keep meaning to go back to the first trial because I remember Coco saying something about this stupid letter. But I keep forgetting to do that. Hopefully right now we can get an answer though.
Or, at the very least, gave the police reason enough to arrest you. Do you know anything about that?
Not at all. I haven't written anything that could be considered suspicious or incriminating. Goodness, who do the police think I am?
Well, someone capable of planning another's death for a start.
Have you seen this letter? What exactly does it say?
That's the problem.
Don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know?
Rarity, please. We don't want the guard to throw us out.
Sorry, darling.
We haven't been able to get our hands on it. The police still have it under examination.
Oh. Well, when you have the chance, please ask to see it.
Absolutely.
I can't even imagine what it might say. But whatever it is, it did not come from me.
We will ask, Rarity. Don't worry. We're not exactly amateurs when it comes to this thing.
Right, yes. I do apologize, Apollo. It appears that these events have upset me more than I'd like to admit.
I mean, that's natural.
No need to apologize for feeling a little antsy, Rares. These are stressful times.
Even so. Well, never you mind. Apollo, what else have you discovered?
Well, we certainly looked, but there wasn't much. We meant to go to Overall's room at Brideway Theater.
His room had been picked clean by the police, I'm guessing.
Yeah, but we went to his other room, though.
Other room? What do you mean?
Playwright mentioned something about Overall having a second room at another place he worked at. It's called Charismatic's Mare Attic.
What a strange name. I can't say I've ever heard of such an establishment.
Oh.
That ain't a surprise, Rarity. When we checked it out, it didn't look like some place you'd care to know about.
Yeah.
So he worked there? Funny. I always assumed his role at Brideway was his first major position.
Well, we still don't know what it was that he did there, though.
It's not like he was a janitor, Trucy. I'm guessing it was similar to what he was doing at the theater. Not that this other room even helped, anyway. It was kind of a waste of time, if I'm being honest.
Why don't we check his room at Brideway anyway, then? You never know. It might help.
You think there'll even be anything after all this time?
It's better than not doing anything or standing around complaining, right?
I mean,
You
it's
say,
worth.
looking directly at me.
That's a marvelous idea, darling. If there's any place you should check, it's Overall's Brideway room. Even if it's already been investigated.
That's never stopped us before, I guess. We'll check it out then. Though this is starting to feel a bit like Groundhog Day.
What day?
Like a time loop, you know?
Oh, right. Twilight mentioned going through something like that before.
And that is something we'll skip going over until later, I guess. Man, no Groundhog Day? That's a classic, too.
I don't mean to pry, but can I ask you something, Apollo?
Sure, what is it?
Is Rainbow Dash all right? I heard the guards talking, you see, and what I heard... Oh, I couldn't believe it. They were just like how some ponies talked about her the last time this happened.
When Mr. Wright first arrived, man, maybe it really is like Groundhog Day.
Do you know how she is? Or who's defending her? Is it gonna be Phoenix again?
I don't know much, to be honest. I haven't had a chance to debrief. But from what I hear, it's not Mr. Wright who will defend Rainbow Dash. It's Sonata.
Yep, it's Nana.
I can imagine that Rainbow isn't too happy about that.
What choice does she have? Some ponies got to defend her, and Sonata's more than proven she's willing to go that distance.
Yeah, if what we've seen of her is any indication, she's a great attorney. Rainbow's in good hands, or hooves, I mean.
I'm surprised you're worried about her, though, Rarity. You two didn't exactly end on good speaking terms.
I would be lying if I said that her words about Sweetie Belle don't greatly bother me. But I would never wish her ill will for it, or at all. And I know her heart. Under all that brashness and bravado is a pony who truly cares about her friends. What kind of pony would I be if I were to turn my back on her now, Apollo? I'll tell you. A traitorous one. A selfish one. I won't abandon her. Rainbow Dash doesn't deserve that, no matter what she said or did.
That's an awfully generous stance to take. I think most people will struggle not to hold on to some bad feelings. But all that talk about what Rainbow, and only Rainbow, deserves. And you, Rarity, what do you think you deserve?
Apollo, you are going to get me out of here, aren't you? It's just, I recently met with a new client before all of this happened, and we were meant to continue working together. I wouldn't want to let her down on account of all this.
Rarity, you don't need to act like you want to be free for someone else's sake. It's okay to think about yourself for a change too, especially when it's a situation like this.
Yeah.
And in answer to your question, yes, I'll get you out of here. I promise.
Do you mean that? I'm just so worried, you see. What if it can't be done?
It'll be fine. It can and will be done. I'll prove it. Not just because it's my job, not just because people are counting on me, but because I believe in you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Apollo.
We all believe in you, Rarity. Celestia's honest truth.
And we'll fight as hard as we can to make sure every pony else believes your innocence too.
You're all too kind. Thank you again.
Seeing Rarity smile like that, even while crying, seems to have made us all feel a little better. It means, at the very least, she now trusts what we just told her. But what I find most interesting is her initial doubt, her worry that I wouldn't get her out of here. I'm not offended. To be honest, it's made me realize that we're alike in more ways than I thought.
Yeah.
What is faith without doubt?
There's the
She
line.
didn't blindly place her faith in me. She was uncertain and questioned me just now. Kind of like
Kind of like.
she wasn't afraid to face her doubts head on and speak her mind.
Yep. Oh.
You about done in there?
Looks like our time here is running out.
Wait! Just another minute, please. I need to ask them one more thing.
Hurry up, then.
Apollo, you'll be taking Sweetie Belle with you, yes? I don't want her going off on her own.
Yeah, we can do that, no problem.
Excellent. Then...
Hang on a minute there, Rares. I'm not sure that's a good idea.
What? Why not?
It's just... she and Spike haven't been exactly getting along. Having the two of them around each other is likely to cause trouble.
Oh, dear.
Well, what should we do? Send one of them home?
I'm not sure. I mean, Spike, if I'm being honest, I'm a little worried about the poor dear. I know how he feels about me, so I'm sure he thinks he needs to go above and beyond for my sake, even if he doesn't do as much as he'd perhaps like to. Letting him help will make him feel like he's contributing.
And Sweetie Belle, wouldn't she want to help?
They both would. Oh, Applejack, what do you think we should do?
Ain't no sense in keeping both of them around. But if Spike's with us, he's with us. If we send Sweetie Belle home, she's got her friends to keep her busy. Zecora or some pony else can also make sure she's not acting up.
That's hardly fair for Sweetie Belle, is it?
No, it ain't. But what about this whole thing is? We gotta cut our losses somewhere.
Yeah.
I suppose you're right.
Yeah, it's probably for the best, really.
Then it's settled. Apollo, Trucy, y'all take Spike and head on back to Broadway Theater. I'll take Sweetie Belle to the train station and meet you there once I'm done. Sound good?
No complaints here.
Rarity, don't you fret. Like we said, we're all here for you. We'll get you out of here if it's the last thing we do.
Thank you, dear. And good luck, every pony. I just know you'll find something to help me.
Okay. Very interesting. But first, as that scene going on, I was realizing the perils, and I was like, holy shit. Turn about to tomorrow, my beloved. That case is getting like such a good highlight in this series, and I am glad for it. What is fate without doubt, indeed. Also, I think I'm getting the implications that are being put down there about Spike. I'm thinking maybe he kind of like has like a crush on Rarity. Like, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong about any of this, or like explain this, because I don't know anything. But let's see what we can find here. Maybe we can find something useful. Who knows?
Huh? What is it, Spike?
It just hit me. This is the last room Overall was in before he died. It's kinda spooky, you know?
Are you sure you want to do this? It's fine if you wait outside. You can still help with the rest of the investigation when we're done here.
No! I'm cool. It's all cool. I'm a strong and fearless dragon. It's just a room. I gotta be strong for Rarity.
If you say so. Rarity was right about the above and beyond thing. It's amazing he can make himself bear that kind of responsibility. Still, people, ponies, dragons? How do they refer to everyone here again? Every pony? As attorneys, we so often find ourselves in these kinds of places. We forget how perturbing they can be to others.
Yeah,
It's
you get
not just
desensitized.
spooky. It's also kind of sad. Overall was such a big part of this place, yet business is going on as usual. I know every pony is just trying to be strong. Maybe trying to live up to his legacy in some way by continuing the work. But it's almost like he was never even here. Like every trace of him is slowly disappearing.
Well, let's not go that far. It's not like everyone has forgotten him, right? It doesn't matter what the place looks like. He still exists, just inside the hearts of those that knew him. Those that cared about him, you know?
Yeah.
In a way, so long as people don't forget about him, he's still here.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry.
That hits
Is
close to
something
home
wrong, guys?
with both.
We're fine. Don't worry.
Okay.
That hits close.
But hey, wait a minute. Coco's still working here. Forget about us. How in Equestria is she feeling?
There'll be time to worry about that later. For now, let's check out this room, alright? Right. Well, looking around here, it seems the place has been scrubbed clean, just like we thought. Still, there's got to be something the police missed.
Oh, wait, Polly! Do you think they removed the fluorescent paint hoof prints?
Oh?
I highly doubt they leave it around, but it can't hurt to check. Let's check by turning off the lights.
Spike at your service. Let me take care of that.
Well, that confirms it. They wiped this place down after Coco's trial. Spike, can you turn the lights back on?
On it! You know, something about this is bugging me. They were investigating Overall's death, right? That's supposedly how they found a reason to convict Rarity for conspiracy to murder. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes, that's correct.
If that's the case, why'd they clean this place? Isn't it part of the scene of the crime? You'd think they want to keep it undisturbed as much as possible.
Maybe the theater staff did it. It sounded like they were gonna go straight back to work once the trial ended, which would include cleaning schedules, right?
Even if that's what was going on, you'd think the police would have stopped him if this place was still important. Something about this is fishy.
You have a point.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
It seems rather careless for the police to allow a room related to the investigation to be scrubbed clean. What's the reason?
Now that I think about it, that space behind the curtain there is pretty suspicious. I'm gonna go check it out.
Hey, careful not to move anything around there too much. It might be important for the case.
Yeah, I know.
He may be a dragon, and surprisingly sharp. But I can tell. He's very much still a kid.
Wow, there's an awful lot of room back here.
Really?
Yeah, come check it out.
Wow, you're right. It is quite spacious.
That's right. You can hide a whole pony in here, especially if you close the curtains.
A whole pony? I wonder, could there be another party involved? Wait a second.
I went to the theater through the back door, just like you said, and made my way to the dressing room. There were 2 ponies in there, Coco and Overall. I kept my eyes on the room and the surrounding area, waiting for an opportunity to take the fabric. After Coco left the room, I hid behind a curtain so that I would not be seen. Overall was still in there, but I figured this would be the best chance I had to steal the fabric. I waited until his back was turned and then entered the room.
If Overall's back was turned,
Hey, I know that look. Twilight gets it sometimes.
the, look?
Yeah, it's the I think I figured something out, but I'm not sure if I should say anything look. Actually, Pinkie Pie patented it and
Hold your horses, Spike. Wait, is that offensive? Never mind. I can't say I figured something out. Not yet. I just remember what Suri said during her testimony. Overall's back was turned, right?
Right. That's how Suri was able to sneak in.
Sure, but why was he facing away?
Yeah.
well, something must have distracted him.
Exactly. And I'm willing to bet that something must have been standing there, behind this curtain.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Something or some pony.
That's the million-dollar question.
So you did figure something out.
I figured out a possibility. But until we find some evidence to show that something or someone really was behind this curtain, and honestly, given that this place was turned upside down by the police, that isn't likely to happen anytime soon. Well, that just means all I've got are possibilities.
God, the annoyance in his voice is. I really need to figure out who plays Apollo in this because they are doing a good job. And I imagine it's only gonna get more, I imagine when the big moment hits, I'm gonna be sobbing.
And I need more than that.
Oh, yeah. I guess I shouldn't have jumped to conclusions. Still, that doesn't mean we should give up.
Hey, I never said that. Besides, we still should search the whole room, not just this space in the back.
Yeah.
Huh? What the?
What is it, Spike?
This desk over here. One of its drawers is stuck.
Oh?
Huh? It feels like something is shaking loose, but it's not opening. That bites.
Let me give it a try. Darn it. No luck.
Let me take a crack at it.
Damn.
Wait a minute. This is a false bottom?
No way! Hurry up and open it!
Huh?
Oh!
It's a flyer for the Equestrian 600?
Yeah, it's a Pegasus racing competition.
Isn't that name a little bit generic?
Not really. It's a race held in Equestria and it covers about 600 miles in total. What else would you want?
I don't know, something more pony-esque? We've already got Ponyville and Manhattan.
I think that'd be what Twilight would call a narrow-minded cultural assumption, Apollo.
Right. Never mind that then. Let's see. It says here the race was going to be held on February 17th. Since the flyer was in this drawer, Overall must have planned on going.
And it would have been after Henny of the Hills debuted. Maybe he would have gone out to celebrate?
Possibly.
Or... oh no.
Huh? What is it, Trucy?
It's just... you don't think he would have planned on proposing to Coco there either, do you? That'd make this even more sad.
No point in speculating. Look, says here it would have been hosted at the Secretariat Racecourse here in Manhattan. Wonder where that is. There's also a list of racers. Cross Counter, Florente, Hijinks.
Hey, look, Polly. That one is circled.
Huh, so it is. Cruise Control.
Cross control!
Hey, I know that guy. He was a part of Rainbow Dash's murder trial.
Yeah, he was!
Wait, really?
Yeah, Twilight told me all about it. In fact, I think he was a suspect. He knocked Mr. Wright unconscious too.
Yeah, he did!
You're kidding!
Nuh-uh, he clobbered him right from behind.
Wouldn't be the first time. Mr. Wright tacks on getting hit in the head like he's starting a collection.
Meanwhile, you're making a collection of getting thrown around.
It's not like I mean to.
Well, that's quite the coincidence. Small world, maybe?
Is it? Why would Overall circle Cruz's name, though? More importantly, what was it doing in a false bottom? Was he hiding it? From who?
I do know that Cruise Control is a pony OC that was made for Turnabout Storm. Is it possible that Overall and Cruise know each other? Like they're friends or something like that? Just speculation.
Is there anything else on there, by the way?
Let me see. Well, just one more thing. A statement on the supporters for the race. Jointly sponsored by the Wonderbolts and KMA.
KMA! You don't think...
I am. That's gotta be Charismatic's Mayor Attic.
It would fit. Okay.
One coincidence after another. Applejack's earlier words about the world's levers and pulleys are starting to sing a different tune. I'd say that's about it. Nothing else to this place.
At least this means the police did a good job, right?
I
Well,
wouldn't go that far, seeing as how an innocent pony is currently in detention.
Well, what's next, Apollo?
I say we should go to the Secretariat Racecourse. If Overall planned on going, it's worth checking out why. We might even run into this Cruise Control. Then we can question him, see what he knows, if anything.
That's great! One problem, though. Does anyone know how to get there?
I don't know.
Well, guess we're gonna have to ask around.
Howdy, y'all. I'm back.
Perfect timing.
Whoa, that was fast. You already dropped off Sweetie Belle?
Yep. At first, she put up a bit of a fuss, but that's to be expected. Got her on the train eventually, even with all her grumbling. I won't lie, I felt a bit bad for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So, what's the situation?
We found a flyer for the Equestrian 600. We think it might be related to Overall's death. Here.
Oh, Secretariat Racecourse. That's where this thing was gonna be held?
Yep. You, wouldn't happen to know where it is, do you?
As a matter of fact, I do. Looks like I arrived just in the nick of time. I can get y'all there in 2 shakes of an apple tree.
You would? Oh, thanks, Applejack. You're a lifesaver.
Think nothing of it. We're all doing this for rarity after all.
Let's hope this produces some results.
All right. I don't know what to make of all this yet. It's certainly interesting. We're definitely missing a few pieces here, but yeah. Let's just continue on and just see what this has in store for us. We're only halfway through the video.
This is the racetrack? Looks like they plucked it straight from a country fair.
Yep. It'd give Ponyville a run for its money on account of how rural it looks. Pretty impressive, ain't it?
Pretty jarring, actually, if you ask me.
Look at those stands! This place must be able to hold hundreds of ponies all at once! I bet it's pretty popular.
Yeah, I can imagine the turnout would be immense, especially if some pony's favorite racer is competing.
It's not completely empty today, though, is it? I was hoping we could talk to some pony.
No, it ain't. Look over there. A janitor. Keep up the good work. We appreciate it.
Guess some things stay the same no matter where you go in the big city. Every pony's always so busy.
They better free up some time for us then. Excuse me, sir? Excuse me? Please don't force me to flash this ridiculous badge just to get your attention. Anything but that.
Polly, I think he might be too busy for us.
That better change right now. Let's see if he can ignore my claws of steel.
Apollo. No pony working here is gonna talk to some loud stranger coming up out of nowhere shouting all sorts of questions.
Especially a human. Come on, think about it from their point of view.
But we just need a little time with them.
They can't be seen talking on the job. What if their boss sees them goofing off with us?
Helping to solve a criminal case is goofing off nowadays?
Well,
Do you know how expensive it is to live in Manhattan? Some ponies need to scrape together every little bit just to live. So they can't take the chance to talk to us when we want them to. It ain't pretty, but it's the truth.
Yeah, I guess you're right, Applejack. We're more or less used to people dropping whatever they're doing to answer our questions, really.
yeah.
So am I, handsome.
Oh?
You really have a wonderful expression when you yell. No wonder you lawyers do it all the time.
What expression? Complete and utter shock when somebody pops up out of nowhere?
Sorry, miss, but you mind me asking who exactly are you?
Amber Gleam, investigative photojournalist. A pleasure to meet you.
Number
Are you the
green.
paparazzi or something?
Never. I'm a step above stalking celebrities, thank you.
Are you, covering the races? They ended a few days ago.
Nay. I'm following up on something else. One of my colleagues already covered the races for a sports column. They just aren't my speed.
Did your boss from the paper send you out here?
Oh, little dragon, no pony tells me where to go. I'm an investigator. I follow the story and the facts my way, and no pony else's. It doesn't matter where they take me, whether it's the highest mountain or the deepest ravine. Amber Gleam always gets her story.
Cool!
Oh, brother.
Yeah.
What exactly are you following up on then?
2 humans walking around Manhattan isn't enough? Goodness, you gave yourselves too little credit. My editor will be hounding me for these photos. Speaking of, can I get your names? I don't believe you two have come up in the papers recently.
I guess with Mr. Ryan and Athena running everything, I did get left out of the limelight for a bit.
Trucy Wright, magician extraordinaire, at your service.
Ooh, extraordinaire, you say? Can I quote you on that?
Sure can.
I'm Apollo Justice, Wait, you already knew I was an attorney.
Why, yes. The badge speaks for itself, after all.
Then why do I need to introduce myself at all?
Well, it's only polite, Apollo.
Still, I can't imagine you're here to just interview 2 humans.
Very astute. Perhaps you may believe I wanted to get a quote from your 2 other companions. It's not often we see the hero of the Crystal Empire and one of the element bearers. How about an exclusive?
Wow! You know about me? In that case, I'd be happy to.
I don't think Twilight would want you talking to strangers, Spike.
Aww.
Sorry if I doubt even that, Miss Gleam. You don't strike me as some pony who wants material for a gossip column.
Nothing gets past you, huh? I suppose I could be here for a myriad of reasons. Do you really want to know them all?
Yes?
Goodness, where'd all that aplomb go? No worries. I'd be happy to tell you. Over dinner, of course.
Yeah, right.
Imagine an exclusive interview with a human from outside Equestria.
Yikes. We just went from 0 to creepy in no time at all. We're on a tight schedule, and I don't think that's possible, Miss Gleam.
Is that so? What on Equestria could make you so busy? If you tell me, I might be persuaded to let you in on the scoop.
How do we know you'd really be telling the truth? You could just as easily throw us a yarn.
I trust that Apollo would easily be able to discern fact from fiction, Applejack. After all, if history, even recent history has shown, humans have a habit of pushing through all those lovely white lies. But what reason would I have to lie? It only hurt my reputation. And believe me, Applejack, in this business, in this life, reputation is everything.
Alrighty then. Apollo, what do you think?
A quid pro quo? Ordinarily, I wouldn't give this pony the time of day, but something's telling me she knows more than she's letting on. If a little bit of information is the price I have to pay just to know it, then we're investigating Overall Concepts murder. Our investigation suggested this racecourse was the next place we should check out. We found this flyer, indicating he wanted to attend a race being held on the 17th.
Ah, the Equestrian 600. Yes, I remember my colleague speaking rather excitedly about it. It was really quite notable.
For the racers?
The racers? Hardly. That's standard fare for any flying competition. No, I'm talking about the prize.
Prize? You mean it wasn't just money or something?
No, it was much better than that. The winner of the race, along with one other pony, would receive a tour of Wonderbolt Academy.
Oh.
That's why they were co-sponsoring it, after all.
Oh. This ties directly into Rainbow's case, doesn't it? Because the tornado accident happened when a tour was going on. And, shoot, what was her name? I forgot it. It's on the tip of my tongue. The captain of the Wonderbolt specifically said that this tour was given out due to a competition. This is it, right here. That is very interesting. That's something we're gonna have to keep in mind then. Okay.
It's a rather prestigious prize. Most private tours you'd only get if you were applying for the team, had connections, that sort of thing. Many aspiring racers would love their chance to meet the Wonderbolts and Pony.
I see. And you're saying Overall might have been interested?
Why would he be? He wasn't a Pegasus, right? From what you've said, he hadn't entered the race. He just came to watch.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
We are talking about the same overall concept, right? The same one from Bridalway Theater?
Unless he somehow cloned himself. Just the one.
I see. Perhaps I can shed some light on him then. Some things that the general public didn't know about?
Now hold on there. What kind of things? I won't stand for some pony speaking ill of the dead.
It's not for either you or me to say if it was ill. Though I will admit, they are things that paint Overall in a very different light, of course. Especially here at this very racetrack.
A different light? I don't like the sound of that.
There had been a little tale or two flying about the rumor mill. Unsubstantiated, but undying still. They say Overall used to come here with the mare.
Oh, you must mean Coco Pamel.
I don't think she
Coco
means
Pamel?
that.
Oh, you mean the initial defendant? No, not her. This was before her time at Bridalway, actually. Though,
Called it.
perhaps by chance or by fate, it so happens that this other pony was also a fashion designer at Bridalway.
She doesn't mean...
I, of course, am referring to the former Bridalway Theater costume designer, Estella.
I had a theory about this, and oh god, it's true. This just makes things more complicated now, doesn't it? Yay!
So he was here with Estella. What's the big deal? They were co-workers, weren't they? Makes sense they'd be seen together.
Allow me to explain, little dragon.
Spike!
True, Estella and Overall were often seen at the theater. Co-workers always are. But there were many sightings of them outside of Bridalway, including, I might add, at this very racetrack. Were they here to watch the races? That is possible. But a pretty mare like Estella and a strapping young stallion like Overall out on their own? Well, the tabloids ate that idea up. It was positively the stuff of a modern fairy tale or a sitcom.
I still don't get it.
I don't think you
She's
want
saying
to.
ponies thought Overall and Estella were dating.
Dating? Ugh, like that frou-frou fondue kind of stuff?
I know you're a boy, Spike, but that doesn't mean you have to act all disgusted by the idea of dating.
Hogwash. It's just a bunch of bored ink slingers reading too much into a friendship.
Maybe. But then again, they were awfully close.
And I don't suppose you've got any proof.
Proof? Moi? Applejack, please. I wouldn't concern myself with chasing gossip. I am a professional, after all. But can you forgive me if it doesn't appeal to my school-filly sensibilities?
I think you're a little too old to be interested in playground rumors. Still, this can't be a coincidence. Stella's name keeps popping up wherever we go.
Yeah.
Do you happen to know anything more about Estella, actually?
Not particularly. I'm not interested in chasing gossip. Like I said, I am a professional. After all, it's just a rumor. But I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell any pony else. This could be big news, and I'd rather not have any of the riffraff find out.
Riffraff?
Oh, those amateur shutterbugs. You know the type. hopping from one job to the next, deciding to become a journalist or photographer for some inane reason. They tend to be country mares that can barely work a camera, let alone squeeze information out of ponies. Ah, no offense, Applejack.
None taken, and don't you worry. No pony here wants to spread anything like a rumor, so our lips are sealed.
None of that really answers why Overall wanted to come here.
Well, he did circle that particular name on the flyer.
Right. That's definitely deliberate. Could Overall have been interested in any of the racers before he died? Like cruise control, for example?
Who can say? Cruise control is one of the best racers around now, though.
This feeling, it's unmistakable.
Same time!
Something she said made her tense up, and my bracelet reacted.
Let's go!
Was it a lie? What would she even lie about? Either way, this thing's squeezing my arm pretty tightly. Let's see where this gets me. Miss Gleam?
What is it?
Oh, well, I was wondering if you could repeat what you just said.
Don't tell me you've become hard of hearing already. At your age? Goodness me.
Polly? It's that, isn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, Miss Gleam, the thing is...
I'm a very busy mare, Apollo. I enjoy a little fun, but I have no patience for time wasting. And I don't like repeating myself to those who don't care enough to pay attention the first time around.
And now she's gotten the wrong idea about me. Great job, Justice.
In regard to overall concept, though, please, if you find anything, let me know. He is, or was, a strange stallion. There were many things said about him all over Manhattan.
Okay, I just need to think about that perceive for a moment there. I think later on I might need to go back to the exact line and read it over a couple times. The fact we picked up a towel, though, that's interesting. Very, very interesting.
Why are you so interested in him?
A good journalist can smell a good story from a mile away. Something tells me he'd make for a compelling pony interest article. If nothing else, it'd be good to dispel any and all rumors around him. In fact, I was going to try and interview him, but obviously I never got a chance.
Oh, well, thank you for thinking about him. I'd hate to have rumors chasing my ghost like that.
Interesting. Can I quote you on that? That's straight from an element bearer.
Sure. It ain't that big of a scoop, is it?
So much for being a step above stalking celebrities. I'll be showing up in some tabloid soon, I bet.
But I think I'll be taking my leave now. I have another appointment. Busy. I appreciate you answering my questions, Apollo.
Damn it! Her tail, though! I haven't found it! Wait! Do you mind staying for just a little longer?
Can Apollo
Oh,
get
I'm
it?
glad you enjoy my company so much. But I'm afraid I must be off now. Perhaps we can continue over that dinner we've arranged.
If it means I can find out whatever it is you just hid from me, I'll gladly eat a bale of hay.
Goodbye, every pony. I hope to see you again sometime.
That was weird.
I'd say that was rude of her, but it was probably also rude of me to take up more of her time.
No sense in getting your hairs in a twist.
Oh, there's no chance of that happening, Applejack. Those are practically horns.
The low-hanging fruit for everyone, Trucy.
What I mean is, we're here now. We ought to search the race course.
Yeah, maybe we can find out more about Overall.
Right, yeah. I guess that wouldn't hurt.
Many things.
Well, I
to
got the
think
race
about.
ledger, but it didn't turn up anything useful. All it said was that Overall did purchase a seat.
Not like he could have made it.
It was a long shot, but we had to try. Sorry for dragging you out here, guys. Amber said that rumors about Overall were all over Manhattan. I might be chasing the gossip trail more than real evidence.
There's something about all this that strikes me as mighty funny, though. It's that thing that Amber Pony said about the race's prize.
You mean the tour of Wonderbolt Academy? What's funny about that?
Well, I reckon, since the race happened a few days ago, it might tie in with what got Rainbow hauled off.
Good eye, Apple.
We ought to let Sonata and Mr. Wright know.
Yeah, but with all the luck we've had trying to track down a lead, I don't want to send them on a wild goose chase of their own.
Hey, I think you're trying your best. I mess up all the time and Twilight always has my back.
Somehow, I think that was supposed to be a compliment.
We should definitely let them know regardless. Gosh, I wish I had my phone to call them.
You won't need one when you've got me.
Huh? What do you mean?
Before we split up, Twilight cast a spell that would let me send messages using my Dragonfire to your dad's phone thingy.
Wow.
Pretty cool, right? Twi's always prepared.
That's incredible! Could you use it to send letters to our world when we leave? I'd love to be your pen pal.
Oh, Twilight had me try to send Phoenix a couple of letters, but none of them seemed to go through.
Oh, Daddy would have absolutely written back if he could.
Yep, every pony really wanted to thank him. Real shame. I would have sent a care package of apple cider every harvest.
All right then. Spike, take a letter to Mr. Wright with everything we found in Manhattan.
It shouldn't take too long to write up. I'll have it set in a jiff.
It's a long shot, but if this does end up helping the other investigation, maybe our efforts wouldn't have been wasted. But that feeling I got from Amber Gleam, she got away before I had a chance to figure out what she was feeling tense about. Still, what she said.
Cruise Control is one of the best racers around now.
I'm getting a few ideas, but none are concrete, and I don't want to jump to conclusions here. That's an interesting thing to lie about, though. Very, very interesting.
Although,
What does she know about him that would make her tense up like that?
It looks like we're jumping back over to Sonata and Phoenix. And I think we might get a bit of a start of Rainbow's trial from the looks of it. Or at least the courtroom preparation. I had a feeling that episode 4 was probably going to be a trial of some kind. I just didn't know if it was going to be Rainbow's trial or the first overall trial. I know for sure it wasn't going to be Rarities. But yeah. Yep, this is the court. Looks pretty nice. Good work.
Well, this is it. Rainbow's trial is about to begin, and sooner than I could have expected. But frankly, I wish I had just a little more time before it did. Even though I know a lot more about the alleged poisoning, the victim, and her collapse, I can't help but think I'm still grasping at straws. It doesn't help that our investigation of the landing strip came to nothing. We combed that place from top to bottom, but couldn't find anything that seemed relevant or helpful.
Yeah, we're going into Rainbow's trial with very little to no information. This is not the first time this has happened in Ace Attorney, but it does not help your nerves. And does not help me come up with a theory on what actually happened. I mean, I do have one. I don't know if that's true though, because I am lacking a critical knowledge about something. But yeah, it always makes you feel nervous.
Honestly, it's remarkable how so much destruction could turn up so little. I still don't know how that tornado started or who created it, or what connection it has with what happened to Streamline, if there is one. No, I can't think that. There most definitely is a connection. If only I had a little more time. If only the prosecution hadn't insisted we have this trial now.
Well, that was a bust.
What was?
I was talking to one of the bailiffs, trying to figure out why the trial's happening so early and why we barely had any time to investigate. Unfortunately, the bailiff couldn't give me much. Just more of the same thing the detention center guard said. Concerns over national security.
That figures. I suppose we'll find out why once we enter the courtroom, won't we?
Right. I did say to you that I'd be back in a moment before I went over there. Are you really feeling alright?
Yes, I'm fine.
Sonata, come on. I don't need my Magatama to know you've got something on your mind. What's up?
It's just, I don't think I've ever had to handle a case that felt so thin before. Usually I always have some hint, some glimmer of intuition, guiding me towards what really happened. But all I've got is this gleam of uncertainty.
Title drop.
Things feel splattered about, like I'm looking at some Jackson Paddock painting.
Well, there have definitely been cases where I've felt a little lacking when it comes to evidence or information.
Boy, yeah.
This does feel different somehow. Just can't put our finger on it.
Or our hoof.
Yeah, our hoof. We know the truth, no matter how uncertain things seem. That remains the case. And it doesn't matter what any pony else says. Doesn't matter if we lack definitive evidence, or if the gallery doesn't support us. If the judge leans towards the prosecution or another falsehood. What matters is that with this knowledge of what is true, we retain our trust in our client, in Rainbow's innocence. So, let me ask you, do you still trust Rainbow?
Of course. I always will.
Good. Don't let any pony take that from you, Sonata. It's the one thing you'll always have. It'll help us find the truth, no matter how constrained we might be.
Phoenix.
Huh. That's a little odd, isn't it?
What is?
That picture over there.
Oh.
What's odd about it?
Well, that's an Earth pony, isn't it? And this is Cloudsdale, city of Pegasi.
Yes. And?
I guess I just find it a little weird that there'd be a picture of an Earth pony in a Pegasus courtroom.
Is that Equity's mentor? I think it might be. It's the same suit of armor. In the same looking room. Well, fuck. Oh boy.
That's not just any Earth pony, Mr. Wright.
Huh? What do you mean?
You were gone how long in your world?
8 years my time. Pretty eventful 8 years at that.
Yeah.
Twilight said it's been about 1.5 years here, though. Why?
That would certainly explain why you don't know him.
Do you?
I do, yes. He helped me out a little while back. In fact, he was...
What? My phone? Is that a phone call? How am I getting service out here?
I think you'd better answer that.
Right.
Oh, cute art.
Hello?
You got mail.
Ow! Ugh, what was that?
Oh, that's great. magic works in wondrous ways. Oh.
It looks to be a letter.
A letter? From my phone?
What else would you call this?
What? How? Why? I have so many questions!
I remember Twilight saying she cast several spells on us right before we left for Wonderbolt Academy. She must have cast one that would let your phone act as a mailbox for any letters from Spike.
Gee, I sure hope this isn't broken. Poor guy's already on his last legs.
You've taped the back of your phone together.
Don't ask.
Honestly, Mr. Wright, maybe you should look into getting a replacement.
Ugh, I get enough of this back home. I'll get a new one when it breaks, okay?
We've gone from happy-go-lucky to outright reckless, I see. Let's just look at this letter, Mr. Wright.
This is all the stuff that we found. Yep.
Dear Phoenix and Sonata, if you're reading this, that's awesome! It means that the spell Twilight Cast actually worked. Not that I ever doubted it would, of course. Anyway, we just wanted to check in on you and your investigation, and also give you an idea of how we're doing. You probably already talked to Rainbow Dash and are investigating the Wonderbolt Academy grounds. I'll bet you've already found a lot of evidence to show that she couldn't have done anything wrong. With Sonata by your side, I know you two will be able to save her, just like last time, and blow the entire courtroom away. Incidentally, if you face off against Trixie, give her an objection for me, would you? We're doing pretty good over here, I think. Apollo's taking charge and he's been doing a great job. You definitely taught him well, Phoenix. We started off at Bridalway and talked to Mr. Playwright. Boy, he seems way different from how you said he was. Then we started going all over Manhattan, like real detectives. It stinks I left my trench coat back at the castle, though. We also visited Rarity in the detention center. Well, every pony else did. I had to stay outside because the guards wouldn't let me in. I'm a little worried, but I'm trying not to be. I know Apollo's gonna save her. I just know it. After that, we found a clue. A racing flyer for the Equestrian 600 that was going to be held on the 17th. We found it in Overall Concepts' Bridalway room, and it led us to a place called Secretariat Racecourse. We thought he might have been looking for cruise control. You remember him, right? Well, that doesn't matter. Did you know that Overall used to come here with some pony named Stella? I didn't. But that's what some pony we met here said. Some weird photojournalist. That same pony told us more about the race, including that, get this, it was co-sponsored by the Wonderbolts. Okay, even I can see that this doesn't really seem to help us in Rarity, but we thought it might help you guys. I'm not a lawyer, but that's why you are, right? Anyway, that's just about everything we've discovered. We'll keep pressing on, just like you.
What do you make of this?
Very little, if I'm being honest. It's good that Apollo's investigation is progressing, but aside from this Wonderbolt connection, I'm not seeing why it matters. Or how it could help me save Rainbow.
You mean us, right?
Sorry?
What you said about you saving Rainbow. You meant us.
Oh, yes, sorry. Slip of the tongue.
Hey, it's okay. Just nerves, right?
Yeah, just nerves. Regardless, I suppose we can't afford to be picky. If Apollo wanted to send us this, then he must think we could use it somehow.
And we're getting that as evidence. Oh boy.
And here comes Rainbow now.
Hey, Rainbow.
Hello, Ms. Dash. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay, I guess.
Well, at least she's willing to talk to me now.
That's a start.
She's nervous, though. But hey, who isn't?
Well, what's the game plan then?
Game plan?
Yeah! You know, what you've got in mind to save me? Did you get enough evidence? Did you talk to Captain Spitfire? Did you?
We did as much as we could in the time we were given. But I won't lie, it will be a difficult battle ahead.
Sheesh, that's reassuring. Next you'll tell me you're gonna drop my case and...
No, never. I'll keep to my promise. I'll do everything I can to get you out of this mess.
Yeah, sure you will.
Ms. Dash, what do I have to do to prove that?
The trial is about to begin. Defense, please make your way into the courtroom at this time.
I guess I'll see you guys inside?
You will, and you'll see us out here sooner than you think.
If you say so.
Are you ready for this, Sonata?
I'm as ready as I can hope to be, Mr. Wright. Let's go.
Boy, oh boy. I can tell it's a silhouette Celestia.
Is there enough time to bring us all together?
Whew. I'm looking at the time. There's an after credits scene, is there? Okay. There is, okay. Before I say anything, we need to watch this. Flashback then, maybe.
Thank you so much for meeting me here. I know it's a little out of the ways from the theater and all, but...
Cruz!
Hey, it's okay. What are friends for, right? Wow, these are great! They even got your cutie mark on them.
An artist must sign the work he's proud of. I hope you don't mind.
Not at all. Especially since you've been working so hard on these new flight suits for us. Though, I can't say I ever thought I'd be in a place like this.
Is that the same VA that did Cruz in Turnabout Storm? It feels like it.
That makes two of us. I honestly didn't think I'd return here after leaving for good.
So, Bridalway, working there full time. How do you feel about that?
A little daunted. Even though I'm going from 2 jobs to 1, Bridalway's, still a bit of a tough egg. Costume production is always at the whims of the directors, and I've either worked with or heard of some who are rather cold to their employees. It'll be a change of pace, that's for sure.
Can't be any worse than working here, though, right?
Oh, for sure. Glad to finally be done with this place.
Was it really that bad?
Name the problem, and I've had it here.
Yikes.
Bedbugs?
Oh, the occasional infestation. Some even ruined my prototypes.
Not mine, right?
Not a chance. I was careful to keep them stored away in a trunk.
Evil landlords?
He might hear you.
Yeesh. You still owe rent here?
Spanner is an absolute deadhound. He'll remember every bit you pass into his dirty hooves, and every bit you haven't. Also, he really liked talking about monthly bills for some reason. Took some real sick pleasure in talking about hiking up interest and stuff.
Yes.
That seems a little much.
You're right. He's even worse.
Well, guess moving on really is for the best.
You have no idea, Cruz. After leaving KMA, I really just felt like a new pony. Like, my life has finally started.
Speaking of the theater, how is everything? Every pony doing all right over there?
Huh? I mean, I suppose so. The theater world continues to spin, regardless of my worries about work. In fact, I just got assigned to new production. Hinny of the Hills. It's a long way off, but the director's really excited. If a bit much of a perfectionist.
Yeah.
You're not going to be working on the costumes alone, are you?
No, Coco will be helping me.
Hmm?
Ah, right, you haven't met her. That's Miss Coco Pamel. She's a new costume designer. Well, I say new, but she's been with us for a little while.
Oh, and you're already on a first-name basis with her?
I'm on a first-name basis with a lot of my coworkers.
Sure. Next thing you'll be telling me is that you're already sharing your umbrellas, or lunch hours, or moving in with one another.
Well...
Well, about that,
Wait, really?
Keep it down. We don't want to wake the whole block, much less KMA.
All right. But still, that's really good to hear overall. You deserve a real shot at happiness. Especially after what happened to Stella and Espy when they left.
Left.
I'd be lying if I said it's gotten easier. You'd think that I'd be kind of used to it, though. You know? Losing ponies.
Not if you don't get a chance to say goodbye. It messes with you in a way most ponies can't understand. Especially if the first time you've known loss is your parents.
That's true, I guess. Why, the sudden interest? I know your sister really liked them, but...
I was thinking about how you and the twins were close, right?
Right.
See, the thing is, before she and her sister left, Stella gave us something.
Oh?
I guess you'd call it a list?
A list?
Yeah, but not like a grocery list. Descriptions, mostly. Of ponies working at KMA. I'd ask her about it, but she's not here anymore. So I was wondering if you might know something. You, or that other mare, what was her name? She and Stella were friends too, and...
Cruz.
Huh?
Whatever it is you think Stella gave you, don't look more into it.
Oh.
Both for your sake and your sister's.
Oh.
Okay, sure thing overall. Whatever you say.
I should have been more careful. Friends have a way of making you think about everything happy in your life. I think, since I had so few left, I wanted to hang on to this one for just a bit longer that night.
Okay. This is giving me quite a lot to think about. Man, okay. There's a lot of information and I don't know if I can properly put it into words right now. And that's also because my brain keeps running back to Apollo parallels. Oh, this case. Ooh, on Apollo's side of things, this case is gonna get really, really uncomfortable with him. I just know it. I wonder how deep the team's gonna go, though. Because timeline-wise, this is before Spirit of Justice. Yeah, I don't think I can put my thoughts into words right now. But, yeah. Next episode is definitely gonna have a case in it. Most likely... Rainbow's case? We're definitely getting Rainbow's case tomorrow. And I'm pretty sure Celestia is going to be the judge of that case, which is going to be interesting to see. we don't really get too many judges in Ace Attorney. We get like 3. So seeing Celestia actually do her judge duties is going to be unique, especially with the type of personality I have seen Celestia had. So yeah, I think we're gonna wrap it up here. And yeah, I'll probably be recording my reaction to other videos of this as well. And if you want to like share your theories down below, feel free to, or just update me on general My Little Pony lore. I need to know. That'd be great. But yeah, goodbye.